Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to teach you one simple trick for how to consistently trade the news today. Easy money and how to trade that news. We're going to give you our precise daily analysis of the triple Qs, spiders, and all the famous FANG names, our game plan in Forex, as well as our full stock analysis. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. We're going to show you one simple trick to how to trade the news today, and it's quite enlightening. And this isn't a get rich quick scheme, or is it? It's a get consistent quick scheme, which basically shows you how, a professional trader takes the market. So all these ideas you're seeing today, there's no captain hindsight. One of the beautiful things in which I get several complaints from traders when I ask traders who come in the room, I always ask them because nobody is perfect. I'm like, what do you wish you see more of in this room? What do you need help with as a trader? What did you not like about some of the other rooms or educational things that you have taken? What don't you like about some of the things here? And I always take your feedback, and it helps really morph me into what I am today. So one of the things that we got a complaint is a new member of our room today basically sent me an email, thanked me. The trader made over $4,500 today and basically told me, I'm not going to read out his entire email, it was kind of lengthy. Basically told me he loves my approach to how I actually call out my trades in real time. He says he feels that a lot of traders, when they go over trades, they don't exactly show where they entered, they don't call out their price. And he says one of the things he loves about me is I'm calling out what I'm going to buy before I actually buy it. And when I buy it, you literally see my print on the screen as I tell you I buy it, and that's my print. And you can actually see the fill. You could be part of it, and that's one of the beautiful things. So the three trades, the simple trick I'm going to show you today is not only just the simple trick of how to make money consistently in this market, because I don't think making money in the market really is that difficult anymore. I think I sort of wake up every day just basically saying, okay, there's about a 93% chance I'm going to make money today. If I don't make money, I'm not going to take, a big hammer to the face. And I want to show you why I feel that way. I mean, the 93% is from my own statistical data, but I want to show you why I actually feel that way when, I wake up in the morning and why people in the Newsbeat room are really making a lot of money. So I made a little over 5 grand today. Not a bad day. Honestly, I was very happy with it. Uh, it's not that it's like the biggest day I have. It's not even remotely close. But you know what? For a random given Tuesday, I am very happy with it. So here, I am going to show you, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to prove to you beyond an inevitable doubt in your mind that you can use a very simple strategy and make money in this market. You ready to learn? Ready to learn? Okay. So we're going to start off, and I'm going to show you how we start before 9:30 every day. We give ideas. We give names I'm looking to trade. These were the names I was looking to trade this morning. I was looking to buy NEWR, buy PANW. This is in the pre-market. I didn't buy any of these names yet. This was just from our morning game plan. Buy General Motors, buy Apple, short First Solar because you see the word downgrade, and Twitter was added to the S&P 500. That is always bullish. I was also telling you watch Twitter for a long yesterday, as I repeated it probably a dozen times. So we are looking at Twitter for a long. So it starts off here with our morning ideas. We're looking at these 6 charts for a long. So I'm going to show you what we actually did here today. So I'm going to just take you. These were all based on a simple 5-minute time frame. So here's Apple in the morning. Here's where it gapped up. Apple got upgraded today. So I told you guys yesterday that there's a good chance that we were going to get more upgrades and downgrades, or more upgrades rather, in the FANG names on like Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google, right? So Apple got an upgrade today to $210 over at an RBC analyst, basically saying There are small but critical changes to strengthen the company's ecosystem over the long term based on the recent keynote speech. So, what we basically do here, so what we did and how we traded this news, that was the news, by the way. And by the way, everything that you see over here on this list is all news. 100% of these names had news behind them. That's, I guess, the point of the news beat, right? So, you see this little yellow line here on the 5 minute chart? You see that little yellow line that goes through the chart here, this yellow line? That's an exponential 8 moving average. So, the goal is when you have a name with positive news, when you pull back to that exponential 8, you buy it. And what happened here with Apple today is it opened up here, 9:30 to 9:35. We ignored it. 9:35 to 9:40, 9:45, and on the 9:50 candle, it came here, tested this exponential 8, flush lower. We bought at the dead low. There was a trader today in the room who literally bought the lowest print today in Apple. I went ahead and bought 192 and a half calls. I think the low of the day was $1.29. I paid $1.32. $1.32. And as soon as we bought those calls, instantly up money. That is the important thing for all your trades. If you want to survive the long term in the market, you need to be up money almost instantly when you buy something. It's the whole basis of my methodology. And the reason why you need to be up money right away is you will suffer psychological toxicity if you're down money. If you buy a stock and you're down a lot of money, 90% of the traders in your room will get stopped out. 95% will get stopped out. And you'll have the one guy who held it through the big loss, had it grind all the way up, go green, go higher, and make money. The problem is it is not a conducive strategy to be sharing with the public, and that is one of the hardest things that people do. So I need to also phrase it to you what Apple was doing. So tell me how valuable for this, how valuable this would be for you in Apple. Apple's at 192.70 in the room. Guys, I'm watching Apple. I'm watching Apple here for a long if it flushes through 192.50. 192.60, 192.50. Guys, I'm watching Apple here for a long 190, 192.40, 192.30. Guys, I'm buying Apple right now. That's how it sounds like in the room. So when I'm giving you these examples, I'm not being, Captain Hindsight. I'm not just telling you I made money and coming back to you after the fact and showing you how I traded my idea so effectively. You know exactly when I enter. Not even 5 minutes later, the stock exploded above $193. You were up money instantaneously. If you bought it with me, there wasn't a single second in which after you bought it in which you were down money. Your P&L was green right away. And there's nothing in the world better feeling than a green P&L and being in a winning trade. Apple shot up here. I sold 85% of my position. I kid you not. I sold all but 15% of my contracts. Apple climbed up, shot through 193.50. I sold right here. Then Apple actually headed a little higher after. We bought the dead bottom today in Apple. Next. All right, so that's using the exponential 8. So as soon as this exponential 8 hits for the first time, here's the trick. You get a buy entry on a name with bullish news. And granted, every day we have names with bullish news. So let's talk about the First Solar downgrade. So First Solar is a downgrade. So usually you're opening up below the exponential 8. So here's First Solar. Here's a trade I missed. See, I'm being perfectly honest with you. I missed this trade because I was buying Apple at day lows at this point, as you can see. But I just want to prove the methodology here because we did call out where it could head lower, right? So here's First Solar in the morning. Look, flushes. Most people would think they missed the trade at this point because it's a downgrade. We're looking for a short. We clearly said it. Right over here, you see number 5, First Solar downgrade. So we're looking to short it. You could see right here in the morning, flush down. Popped all the way up. You see this yellow line again? That's the exponential 8. Blast through it right here. Guess what? There's your short opportunity. There is your short opportunity when it shot through all the way, just missing $61. Let's call it just under $61. Literally 5 minutes later, the stock was under $60. 10 minutes later, the stock was underneath 59.50. And if you waited half an hour later, the stock was by $59. You couldn't have been down money if you shorted it using this methodology. Just following the yellow line. And I only follow it the first time it hits. The truth is, right over here, it hit it a second time and ended up working. I'd ignore that trade. The first time is the only time. You don't look for double tops or double bottoms in this market environment. It's an effective strategy, statistically speaking. Next, we're looking for a Twitter long today. We're looking for a Twitter long. This trade we did catch in real time. And I'm showing you how easy it is to make money without sweating bullets. The majority of these trades we're doing between 9:30 and 11. So, as I told you yesterday, for a lot of you watching the Newsbeat show, as I'm telling you right now, I said watch Twitter was added to the S&P. That's bullish. So, what did you see today in Twitter? They gapped the thing up. It shot up early. Was I saying, oh my goodness, I missed this trade? How many of you guys buy something at day highs because you're afraid of missing a bigger move? That's funny. One of the biggest fears traders have is missing a move in which they were following a stock in focus with. If you're focusing on stock XYZ and you want to buy it and you see XYZ shooting through highs, you're probably like most mentalities will actually go and buy XYZ at day highs because if they don't, XYZ is going to go higher without them. We wouldn't want that now. That is exactly what I stay away from. Patience, patience, your level or no level. And it's easy for me to say you should exude patience. You know, any idiot with half a brain cell can tell you that, all right? I'm not the first person who's going to tell you that. However, can I create a methodology which is phenomenally consistent and will teach you how to exude patience naturally? So you could combat yourself. Am I patient? No, I am not a patient person. It's one of my weaknesses. This strategy was developed for a trader who has no patience. It's my biggest weakness as a trader, by the way. And any trader who acts like, oh, my strategy is just perfect and I have no weaknesses is somebody who's talking out of, the other hole where his mouth is not supposed to be. So what did I do? Twitter shoots up. I ignore it. Pulls down, ignore it. Pops up through highs, ignores it. Pulls in. All of a sudden, Twitter's at 39.80 right over here. And I'm like, guys, I'm looking to buy Twitter if we can flush down through 39.60s. Guys, Twitter's at 39.75. Twitter's at 39.60. Guys, I'm looking to buy Twitter here. Guys, Twitter hit my level. When I say now, I'm buying it. Twitter leaned a little down. I say, guys, I'm buying Twitter right now. And I already said that I was buying the calls. You guys already know I was focusing on the $40 calls. I said, guys, I'm going to buy the $40 calls. A lot of you guys just buy stock. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day what you're doing. If you buy options or you buy stock, the stock goes up, you're generally making money. The only difference is you're making money 100% of the time if you're buying the stock. So what happens? We buy Twitter. Down over here, it hits like 39.40s. Right here, we buy the dead low. I think I ended up buying like 39.56 when it was like on the way up again. So I didn't buy the dead lows. I was like 6-7 cents off or something stupid. And the stock exploded to 39.90s, went all the way up to $40. Took my profit. Quick little trade like that is thousands and thousands of dollars with the proper size. And you know what? The proper size wasn't even so big. It wasn't even so big. Do you realize what kind of a tight risk I had? My risk was like 6 cents on the trade. If Twitter moved down 6 cents against me when I bought it, I would have been out of the trade for a minor loss. So it's also about the risk reward. When you buy something, you should be up money immediately. If you're doing a strategy which is not doing that, it's not that you're doing the wrong strategy, it's that you're doing an unintelligent strategy. Why is it unintelligent? It's unintelligent because you're going to suffer psychological toxicity. It's going to grow on you and it's going to screw up your trading in the long run. That is why the majority of traders who start trading and they're doing things like on a demo and they have no psychological toxicity, almost everyone makes money. Has anyone actually ever lost money overall, trading X amount a month period on a demo account, nobody loses money on a demo account because there are no emotions. When you buy something and you're down money and then you're up money and you make $1,000, this is what I like to say. If I buy a stock and I'm up and I buy a stock and my stock immediately goes up and I'm up $1,000, that's a great trade. If you buy a stock and you're down $1,000, you hold it and then you're up $1,000 and sell, we both made $1,000. The only difference between you and I is that you just poisoned the amygdala part of your brain, which is going to negatively affect you in the future. The whole point of buying something is to be up money right away. And that is, I guess, the whole basis of the Newsbeat methodology. So, all these names in which I traded today, in terms of, the Apple and the Twitter, like I said, I didn't do the First Solar, you are up money right away. There was no what ifs. It was easy to set up. I prepped you and told you where I was going to buy before I did it. I waited for the level to hit. I then called it out in real time. That is the proper way to run a trading room. That is the proper way to run a trading room. Me coming you and showing you P&Ls with seven-figure P&Ls for the year, $1 million P&Ls for the year, looks nice, is impressive, but does absolutely nothing for your bottom line. This is a strategy that works today. Did this strategy work 2.5 years ago? No, it didn't. So the whole point of the Newsbeat methodology and strategy is to adapt to the market and use what's working today. This strategy, you take a name with positive news that gaps up, it pulls down to a 5-minute exponential 8 moving average, which you could pull up on a freestockchart.com. Any charting system will allow you to pull up an exponential 8 moving average. You are able to do that, and you are able to make money utilizing names with news flow. Doesn't mean it works with every name. On other names without news, it could work 50, 55, 45% of the time given the week. But if you have positive news and you use the news methodology like we do here, we're going to be right about 8 out of 10 times. And when we're right away. Do you get that? When we buy it, you make money right away. That is the whole entire point of utilizing this methodology. And we're not taking these little small garbage no names where you can't grow. We're not taking these little, $5 names, sub $10 names, sub $15 names and buying them. We're trading the thickest, biggest names in the industry. You know what that means? It means that once you click into this, there are traders in our room making tens of thousands of dollars on average a day because this strategy is infinitely scalable. For example, how much Twitter could you buy at the day lows if you needed to buy Twitter? Pretty much as you could humanly want. Well, I want to buy 50 million shares. Okay, maybe not 50 million, but if you wanted to buy 10,000 Twitter, 100,000 Twitter, or even 500,000 Twitter, you wouldn't have an issue doing that with the type of volume. Same thing goes for Apple. How much Apple could have you purchased at the day lows? And your answer is as much as humanly possible. The strategies I'm giving you work for the thickest trading names in the market. Don't be turned off by the thickest, sexiest names in the market. There are a lot of people out there who want to trade small caps, and the problem is when they try to actually go from 1,000 shares to 2,000 shares, they can't make money anymore because they're literally, moving the price of the stock by just buying or shorting another 1,000 shares. It's one of the strategies that stunt growth. This type of strategy encourages growth. It is infinitely scalable, and guess what? Since the beginning of January, we are right on these ideas a little over 79% of the time, approximately 4 out of 5 times, approximately 80% of the time we're making money. And when we lose money, we're not losing as much as what we're making. And that is the absolute important thing to follow. So if your strategy has been derailing you for whatever reason, make sure you get on track. Try something that's working. It's phenomenal. Could take a, you could take a free trial to my room for $7. You could see what our community offers. Okay, with that being said, I want to give you guys more. I want to give you guys precise daily analysis on the Qs, spiders, and the FANG names, which is, of course, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. So let's give you, and when I give you analysis, it's not going to be a lot of the type of garbage analysis you're used to. If a man cannot put conviction behind his ideas, the man has no conviction at all. That's a famous saying. If a man cannot put conviction behind his ideas, the man has no conviction at all. So let's talk about Q's levels. Tomorrow, triple Q support 174.23. If that level hits and maybe breaks a little, I'll be looking to either buy like an Apple or an Amazon or maybe even the triple Qs itself. That is where I look to buy the market tomorrow on a pullback. Right over there, right over there, right over by the 174.20s level. If that level flushes a little, that would probably give me more encouragement. You have to remember, I said overhead resistance in the triple Qs, 175.21. That's the all-time high. That's the critical level to watch. And you could see already after hours at the moment, the Qs are up 18 cents. And honestly, at this point, 175.21 is the breakout. That will set a new all-time high here for the triple Qs. And there's no good resistance up after that. Spiders, lot different story than the triple Qs. So let's talk about the spiders today. Where would I buy the spiders potentially on a pullback tomorrow if the spiders go down? $274.11. 274.11 is very close to $274. So if you see a lot of volume going down towards 274.11, try to buy the spiders under 274, maybe 273.90s, 273.80s. I know we'll be able to nail this thing in real time in the room, but for those who are not in the room and want the level in which I'm looking to start, considering accumulating, that would be the pullback level right there. So again, the level right over here, 274.11. If you get a little flush down under 274, the first flush down, I'm not saying it flushes 274, pops up to 274.50, and then comes back down. To me, that's a winning trade. If you buy the spiders and they pop 50, 60 cents, that is the trade. You can make a lot of money on that idea. Now, that's if the spiders go down. Let's talk about the upside if we're going to break out with any meaningful momentum. Spiders are at 275.46. Check it out. I want you guys to watch 276.61. That is going to be your first target on the spiders if they gap this thing up tomorrow. If you break 276.61, you're going to have a lot of momentum to the upside. Those are my levels on the spiders. Okay, let's take a look at Facebook now, the first of the FANG names. All right, beautiful little um, descending channel here that was formed recently. You see that it's elevating a little on the red volume bars. That means I think there's a good chance Facebook might actually come in lower. This would be actually one of the names I'm not looking to buy early on, but there is a level in which I will buy and potentially swing Facebook for a short-term long, either 1 day or 1 week or 2 week overnight trade, depending on how the stock moves. Afterwards. Don't you love people who are like, I'm going to buy this and hold it for 6 months? And I'm like, really? What if you buy it and your stock, doubles in value? You're still gonna hold it then? Of course not. So, just be as accurate as possible. Check this out. $190.19, and I swing Facebook long tomorrow. That is insinuating a level that's about $2.75 lower, exactly 275 lower from where it closed at. That is where I buy Facebook tomorrow, and I can be very precise. Again, the level's near 190. To me, I really don't care if I buy 190.15 or 190.10 or 189.90 or 189.95. It's going to be within that 15-20 cent range for Facebook. And depending on what the Qs are doing at the exact time that level would hit, would be dependent on what exact entry I use for Facebook. But that is the typical range, and if you get any of those numbers, I think it's good. Now, there's a key level for Facebook to hold above tomorrow if it's going to continue to be bullish alongside this market. That number is $192.89. This is a little bit of a weak setup. The Qs are up after hours. Facebook is down 30 cents after hours. Not a surprise. It's a little more of a bearish setup. The stock beautifully almost hit all-time highs today at 195.32. However, we only got to 195. So if you are going to gap up, you are going to break out to the upside, watch 195.32. I think Apple and Facebook are both going to $200. Again, anyone with half a brain cell can tell you that, but definitely watch both sides of Facebook. If it pulls back, you have a beautiful buy underneath 190.20. If it's going to pop up, watch the all-time high at 195.32. Amazon, is it can it get more beautiful than that? $1,700 just missed today. It hit $1,699 at all-time highs. The pullback level of Amazon, if I'm going to buy it on a pullback to support, which is always preferable, is very far away. It's $1,648.03. Let's call it $1,648. Again, that's about 48 points away on Amazon right now, and Amazon put in its ninth green candle in a row. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely hard to chase. However, if the market gaps up tomorrow, I don't see any reason why Amazon doesn't get giddy over 1700. What do I mean by giddy? You probably hit 1708 to 1715 on Amazon before you start to say, okay, this stock needs a breather. And this stock will go down before it goes much higher, by the way. What do I mean by down? I'm not saying it's going to get killed, but to think that Amazon isn't going to retrace into the 1670s from here is ludicrous. And no, I'm not referring to the wrapper. I'm actually referring to the thought process. So again, 1648 pullback where I buy and swing Amazon. If I see the market holding up and it wants to break through 1700, we'll have an easy scalp trade through 1700 to maybe get to 1705, 1708, 1710, 1715, depending on how far the triple Qs will allow us. Apple, as we said, we nailed the day low today on Apple. It was absolute phenomenal trade. Again, just using that exponential 8 methodology. This is where we bought Apple today, exactly at those day lows on the 5 minute. We got paid right away. Great job. At this point in Apple, you hit all-time highs today at 193.94. Apple is on its way to becoming the first trillion-dollar company. Apple will be the first trillion-dollar company in existence, in my opinion. All-time high 193.94. That's a level to look for a breakout long. My favorite thing is a pullback. Why? Because I'd rather buy a strong name on a pullback. I always ask people all the time, if XYZ is a very strong stock and you want to buy it, would you rather buy it near the day lows or near the day highs? And everybody always says, oh, near the day lows. And then I come back and I say, well, why aren't you buying it near the day lows? And the most common response I get is, I don't know how to. I'm showing you how to right now. It seems like almost every other episode you hear us buying something near the day low. It's because we do it almost every day. So what is that day low tomorrow for Apple, Mark? $192.42. Watch that level tomorrow. If it hits there and the Qs can stabilize, I think we have a long in Apple. $192.42. Otherwise, if it wants to break out higher without pulling back, 193.94, your all-time high in Apple. And next on the FANG names is Netflix, also hitting all-time highs today at 369.83. And if you remember from yesterday, we're giving you this level right over here. What did we give you? Like 361.21 might have been a level right here. 361.21. The day low was 361.41. Okay. Two support levels to watch for tomorrow. First one, 362.23, 362.23, and 358.54. If those levels could test on Netflix, we could get a potential bouncing along. I do think you're going to see $400 target this week coming out of analysts. Again, we correctly predicted the analysts coming out and upgrading some of these FANG names. I think you're going to get more FANG name upgrades throughout the week. We already predicted it twice in a row. I'm talking about the future. Wouldn't surprise me. It would surprise me to not see an analyst come out and upgrade a Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google tomorrow. That would surprise me. So those are your two support levels. Your breakout level, if the stock wants to lean up, is $369.83. Does anybody honestly think that Netflix isn't going to try to make a move for $400? I think, of course, it is. For me, the only important thing here on Netflix is how does it do it? Is it pulling back to support levels in which I gave you, in which I would buy it, or is it going to gap up and I'm going to chase it through the mid 369s to low 369s for a break of 370 and just a quick scalp trade? But anybody looking at Netflix here saying, "I want to swing Netflix long here," come on, man. Just stop. Cut the garbage. Just stop. You don't. Believe me. You think you do, but you don't. Yes, Netflix has never been stronger. Yes, Netflix looks powerful. Don't be that trader that notices something bullish when it's at all-time highs. Do not be that trader. It's a failing strategy in the long run. Buy on pullbacks. That's what we did today. We called the low of Apple. We called the low pullback of Twitter, and we're doing it in real time. That's how you make money consistently. And last but not least, for Google, I'll always, just for argument's sake, always go over Google with an L. I don't really care to analyze GOOG and GOOGL. For argument's sake, I'll trade the more expensive one, which is Google with an L at the end. With that being said, there's a level in which I would nail the living you know what out of Google. Google tests 1136.90. We could round it off. Let's call it $1,137 if you'd like. The level is $1,136.90. What do I mean when I tell you that's the level? What am I talking about? Yes, that's the level in which I'm going to start looking to actually buy Google for either an intraday or overnight long or both. However, what I mean for you when I say 1136.90 is the level in Google, that's not my opinion. That is the opinion of the vast majority of black boxes and algorithms which do the majority of volume on Google every day. And how I know this is because I've worked with these firms and I've helped design these strategies to buy some of these large ETFs or these large market cap names like Google. And by utilizing my trendline strategy, that is how I know it's an actual strategy. Because the funny thing about black boxes is they're humanly created programs. When you help enough people actually utilize your methodology, eventually it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and eventually all these trend lines start to work. Isn't that funny how that works? So when I give you 1136.90, that is where a lot of the black box strategies I can name. I mean, I can name off the top of my head. I can't tell you who hired me to do them, but I can name off the top of my head black box strategies which are going to turn off their sell program pretty much when that level hits. I mean, they always have a risk reward when they buy something, but they're going to be turning off the shorts on Google at that point. A lot of the black boxes are not going to be shorting Google if 1136.90 hits tomorrow. A lot of them are going to be, flipping on the buy switch, which basically means these black boxes are complex enough to start buying something as opposed and stop selling something. At the blink of an eye. I'm sharing with you the level in which the vast majority of algorithms out there will be flipping that switch off and on. And that level, $1,136.90 on Google. That is if it pulls back. That would be my favorite thing. Now let's talk about if it doesn't pull back. Maybe Google just wants to shoot up. What levels can you watch? Check it out. I want you to watch $1,162.50. If that level hits tomorrow, you're going to get an algorithmic volume increase, meaning you're going to spike in volume coincidentally exactly at that level, $1,162.50. Watch it. I could say that with pretty much 100% certainty if that level hits. If $1,162.50 hit, you will get algorithmic volume and you'll get a potential target of 1178. So if they start grinding it higher, maybe I look for a 5 minute longer something and try to do it there. But again, my favorite level here would be a drop down to right around $1,136.90. So that is every single thing name. If you joined us here late, make sure that you rewatch this video and you'll get all the precise daily analysis you see. It's not about me telling you my levels in the Q, Spire, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google. It's about a trader who is right the vast majority of times is buying and selling these names at the levels I'm giving you. So what I'm telling you is you can easily predict where you want to buy a stock the day prior. You could look at the stock usually the day prior and predict for a swing basis, at least on a daily chart, where you'd want to buy something. You could do that consistently. Our game plan. I'm going to go over Coupa software today. COUP. That was the one I'm giving you guys on my game plan right now. You could see gorgeous gap up on earnings. Street like what they announced. A bunch of analysts came out and upgraded it today. Four of them: Needham, SunTrust, Cantor Fitzgerald, and Loop Capital. One with a $55 target, a $63 target, a $65 target, and a $67 target on Coupa software. The stock was powerful. The stock didn't let up. The stock shot through all-time highs. I think we're going to go even higher tomorrow in Coupa. Watch the all-time high level, $60.34 for a breakout on COUP. And speaking about predicting where you would want to buy something ahead of time using nothing but daily charts and trend lines, similar to how I'm giving you the levels in the Qs and spiders, we have our Forex trades where I literally show you up to 5 decimal places out of exactly where I'm buying or, in this case, shorting something. So we have our types of orders here. There are 3 longs and 1 short today. These are live open orders. They're not open positions. They didn't get filled. Here's the size I'm taking in US standard lots. Here's the symbol currency pairing I'm trading. Aussie US dollar, Canadian Swift, Euro yen, New Zealand Japanese yen. Here's the price I'm willing to buy them at. Here's the price I'm willing to short it at, to the 5th decimal place out. If I do get filled and I am wrong, this is where I get stopped out. If I do get filled and I am right, this is where I'm going to take my profit. SL stop loss, TP is take profit, and here are my Forex trades. This is just basically, you know, complete and 100% transparency, showing you my open orders before I even get filled. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go right into our full stock analysis, where you can mention other names besides for the ones I gave you, and I will break them down for you and give you exactly the levels in which I would potentially buy or sell them. That is extremely valuable for traders who are trading thousands of different names. For a $7 trial for a month, you could be part of this Newsbeat nightly and actually, get all these levels and ask all these questions yourself. I take hundreds of hours a week, not hundreds, but probably about hundreds of hours a month. Let's put it that way. I spend at least 50 hours a week answering emails. In the middle of the day, I'm answering emails. I take hours every night and answer everybody's emails. So definitely take advantage of that. I help you I help guide you through every step of the way in the market. Our full stock analysis is for Newsbeat Live members, however. We are the fastest growing trading room in the nation. Happy trading, make money, and I'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful, blessed evening.